Alright, so Red White Feather top aided the Grand Prix this past weekend. And this deck is basically red-white with a small green splash for an extra threat in Gruul Spellbreaker, as well as Collision Colossus and Thrash threat, which this is a really sweet removal spell that combos with Feather, and it's another card that just creates another threat when you don't need a removal spell. And then Collision Colossus Deedso Introduction has been floating around the corners of the format doing reasonable things for a while now. London Mulligan is confirmed coming with Core Set 2020 for those who missed the news. Hey, Vernash, thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. Ninja Dave with the 5-month resub. Welcome back. Wizards has not confirmed anything, confirmed nor denied anything about the new format for the fall. Simply that it will exist. We do not know what sets it will contain. New sets every 3 months. So Magic releases 4 sets per year. Well, but rephrase. Magic releases 4 standard sets per year. They release way more sets than that per year in supplementary products. Like Modern Horizons releases on Magic Online at the end of the week. Reckless Rage here, acting as a removal spell that comes back with Feather, which is sweet. How much are packs on MTGO? I don't know, actually. Not sure offhand. Morning, Dauber.
Don't worry, I got this.
And this is the problem with these Feather decks in my experience. Like, all right, my opponent killed my threat. Like, what do I have to do now? Not a whole lot. Yeah, it's coming to you everywhere with Core Set 2020, Zozy.
We will meet again.
We will meet again. Oh, the deck name says Naya Hero 2. That's a mistake. Let me fix that. Had a brain fart when entering it into my deck queue. Oh no! Crap. I guess I should have shocked this in. That's really unfortunate. I could have Colossus this if I'd have shocked this in. I also could have just done this last turn. There's a chance I should have just done this last turn. But if I would have shocked, I could have Colossus to save it from Kaya there. The play lobby update comes with this week's patch sharps. Sometimes MTGO prices premium sets at a higher cost, because remember, it costs Wizards of the Coast more to print those premium digital cards.
I train every day. No one put thoughtfulness before action.
Reckless Rage would not save my creature, because it deals 2 damage to it. This is card for card what someone sent in to me, but it's loosely based off of a deck list that top 16 an SCG classic. Alright, so I assume we're gonna see them tuck this in.
Sorry I'm late.
This card, every time we play a Feather deck, 10th District Legionnaire just like feels like it's actually the best card in the deck. Although that, and for similar reasons, this Gruul Spellbreaker is great, right?
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Hasty things are busted. This one tramples too. You didn't take my card, I played my card. There's more Spellbreakers in the sideboard, Burgle. But yeah, I could see it being very right to max out on them in the main deck. Cutting bad pump spells could be an idea too. Team beat down. Haste is cheating, basically. It does not, Dauber, and a lot of these lists don't play that card, and that always felt kind of weird to me. Because it seems like a sweet card in general. We just have so many go over the top cards at this point. Like big Planeswalkers. Enter the God Eternals is just thoroughly unbeatable. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy now? He's dead. Oh gosh. If we go back far enough to get Blossoming Defense, that's definitely a card this archetype will like.
Hurry.
Yeah, this card, like if this card was a Spellbreaker right now, we'd be in a much better spot, right? I think the shocks in this main deck are potentially loose as well. Like we already have these, and we have these as removal. So this feels like it's a little bit overkill on removal. Wow. I kind of want to play more of this card in the main. This card seems sweet. It's a little expensive for the trick half, but like it's also a threat, right? I guess part of the balance you have to strike with this deck is keeping enough 1-mana spells in to make the... is keeping enough 1-mana spells in to keep the Dreadhorde Arcanist relevant. We do have Healing Salve, the Healing Salve in our sideboard. Oh god, what is this clip? Oh, this is from... we can delete that command. It's from all that drama. Oh, Naya Gates. Here we go, chat. Here we go, Naya Gates. Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Should have known, should have known, should have known again. Oh no, I had intended to give that haste. Well, poop. Land? Needed to be more specific. I wanted to land because I wanted to be able to play this and Defiant Strike in the same turn, but Basic Mountain does not let me do that because I need triple white to play both of those. How do I ever beat a Basilic Bellhaunt? I guess Defiant Strike lets me attack in. Yeah, we're going to be playing ranked for basically the duration of the month, so we'll be able to have the flexibility to make some changes in between. Probably going to move Spellbreakers into the main deck. I do agree that card seems like a big part of the appeal of adding green to this archetype. That extra threat density is also a little bit hard to interact with on our turn. Yep. Buried. Completely buried. Oh gosh, God's willing scryed as well, right? Yeah, I agree. That card was the nuts. Not going to add in more what? Which card? Assure? Is that supposed to be Assure? 3 is probably plenty. That's going on at mod. Sounds good. This is gonna be my last deck of the day in Naya Feathers. We'll be out for another 45 minutes to an hour or so, and then so in the next couple hours you get an email back. Basic Mountains, eh? We just shock this and play another Vanguard. If they play a Whirly Boy, we'll just pay 8 like a... Plans have changed. Yeah, there's some appeal to being able to shock again next turn. I don't know, getting my frisky creature into play here seems good though. Alright, when your Chain Whirler comes with a free Lava Axe. Would you like to deal 4 more? Wide-eyed, no fear. Alright, who's got 2 thumbs that concedes to another Chain Whirler? This guy right here. What's there to rant about, Drew? London Mulligan's awesome. The only people afraid of the London Mulligans are old curmudgeons terrified of change. Get with the times, people. Alright. That's the start. That's the start of a game-winning turn. Is that the continuation of a game-winning turn? I think this might be the continuation of a game-winning turn. 3, 9. Yeah, are they dead? I think they're dead, right? See? No fear. No fear. Look them straight in the eyes and pay 4 for your Adanto Vanguard. I think they're dead. Yeah! Overkill. Overkill. That's what I'm talking about. We did not get a chance to cast it, Dude Light, unfortunately. They need to cut 6 cards. Yeah, right. They shocked the faces of the 2/2. Yep. Instant regret. Yeah, do I cut the Vanguard? He was a good guy to me there, but I'm boarding into Tocatli, and like I have this. Vanguard's probably the trim, huh? Yeah, Vanguard's probably the trim. He came through for us, and then we betrayed him, chat, like some kind of monster. Yeah, this is pretty good, right? 4/4s are pretty dope in the aggro matchup. Got some removal. I mean, they probably just incorrectly assumed there was no way they were gonna die from 15, right? That was probably their assumption, just no way they die from 15. Hey, Phil Rickner, thanks for the 10 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So I lost my Modern Elves deck some time ago, and I just found it in my gun safe. Well, I mean, it is valuable, right? Water boy! Coming in hot with the 2 months. Welcome back, and thanks for keeping me around. Night Stars, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate it. Hey, Century, thanks for the 5 months. You're always welcome to ask questions here, Findor Soul. There was a white-red version of this archetype that did well at the Grand Prix over the weekend. So I'm doing this to prevent the damage from Reckless Rage. How to keep Twitch Prime and auto resub when expired? You unfortunately cannot auto resub with Twitch Prime. So Twitch Prime, you do have to manually renew each month. And if you are on a desktop computer and you mouse over the subscribe icon at the top, you should be able to see when the expiration date is for your Prime. This is like an above average turn. So I just set, so your Twitch Prime expires every like 30 days or something like that, I believe. I just set a calendar reminder on my Google Calendar for like every 31 days to remind me to go Prime sub to someone that I like. I guess that's fair. Maybe I could get a goat off the goblin. Hey, Kodo, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The sub button above the icon, above the stream. So right above the video player on the top right-hand corner of your screen, there should be a little drop-down arrow that gives you information about your current sub. Hey, Bergie, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I mean, one of the other... So, Hobart Games, just because one of the other MPL members have given a little transparency, the streaming contracts that the MPL people got, I think they had mentioned that they only required the MPL players to stream like 8 to 10 hours a week, if that. I remember seeing the amount that was required to stream, and it was just not a lot. Alright, so I toggled on... Oh no, I messed up. Could I have done this in a way that makes sense? No, I don't think it mattered. I'm just gonna Reckless Rage here and clear this out. Thanks, Finn. I appreciate it. And if there's a day or two or a few days missed, Finn, it's really not a big deal. People usually just prime sub when they can block my thing. It's hexproof, but they can just block it. So like I'm gonna lose my threat here. Oh, you're saying I could use both and kill this to keep me? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, because it's hexproof. Yeah, I got it. So I rage. Despite all the rage, he is still just a spellbreaker in a cage. I got it. I got there. Y'all are right. Y'all are right. No, don't be nervous, and I appreciate you taking the time to do it, Finn. Moving on up. Decks that are tricksy like this are fun to play when they work. You got lots of little tools, lots of different ways to utilize your spells. Well, to be fair, we didn't quite straight out aggro the basic mountains there. We were pretty interactive with them, right? Man, you know what card is really good against Steam Vents? Adanto Vanguard. This is the part where they like play a swamp and play Moment of Craving, but on average, Adanto Vanguard is a huge thorn in the side of blue-red decks. The worst part about playing Adanto Vanguard on Arena is you're just never auto-passing. Because you always have to be able to, like, pay for. Oh, yeah. I think they're going to live to regret that decision. So, because I have this Defiant Strike in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and make this a haster. Because if they play a Drake, I can just Defiant Strike through it when they block. Thanks, Finn. I'm glad to have you here. This card is really good in this archetype. It's just like a card that's good in the format, and it feels sweet in here. Like, you know, you can safely play pump spells on it on your turn. It gives us a good aggressive slant. Look at that. Opponent's taking their tires and spinning them all around. Yeah, scale of 1 to dead. Opponent is definitely firmly sliding to the dead side of the scale here. You can always find the current deck list that we are playing by typing !deck in chat or utilizing the on-screen widget that you can see. The Stream Decker utility. Shock's not particularly good here. None of these other cards in my sideboard are particularly great. I think I'm just going to board in a Cindervines. Yeah, I agree, Troll. And one of the things, and this is something, like I said, which makes my job so difficult as someone who's very data-driven, it's hard to figure out correlation. It's hard to distinguish between correlation and causation a lot of the time with this job that I do when looking at data. So, the fact that, like, my viewer numbers bounced way back when the new set released really makes me think that, like, the numbers drop is more due to, like, apathy after Standard gets settled, more so than the fact that I changed to sub-only. As numbers are, like, dropping off again into this month, as we're, like, 6 weeks into the set release now. Which makes sense, right? Like, people are most engaged at the beginning of the cycle, and then as it falls off, a lot will probably come back, like when we get core set. Yeah, I'm just gonna lead on Adanto Vanguard here. Next turn I could do this into this, which sounds nice. Ever looked into Chrono.gg as a sponsor? They do discounted deals on video games and allow for sponsored links. Philly D uses them. I've not. I'll have to look into that, though. I do watch for DeFranco's videos on most days, and I have seen him plug that one before. Brecken Sky, thank you for the 10-month resub. The 10 sub gifties. Hope you're having a good one. Subs falling off, not on my watch. Thanks for keeping me around. Welcome to our newest members of Hooglandia. Enjoy your gift of speech, and remember that Brecken is benevolent. He can also take it away. Ooh, yep. I have a sword! Bye, Felicia. Oh, you know, I'm probably supposed to wait and see if they block there, huh? I'm probably supposed to wait and see if they block there. Because if they block one of these, I get a scry and a 1/1 counter. It's almost certainly better. I was just excited to kill their Drake, so I kind of jumped the gun there. I brought you into this chat, but I legally can't take you out of it. They were dead to the other half, only if they didn't block, Time Lord. And they were, like, almost certainly gonna block. So, but I should have waited. How do you get a sword? You have a sword, Sailor Dark. The sword comes with the shield at 12 months. I believe spoiler season usually lasts somewhere between 2 and 3 weeks. So if the set release date is on July 2nd, we will probably start getting spoilers shortly after Horizons releases, yeah. Magic is basically in a perpetual spoiler season. Yeah, my kids were watching some random Netflix cartoon. I think it was a Netflix, it was like something Sharko. It was like one of the dumbest cartoons I have ever watched. What's after Core 20? They haven't announced the name of the fall set yet, I don't believe. Back in my day, we only got spoiler It releases 4 times a year, yep. Zig and Sharko. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, my oldest Jacob really likes the shows without lyrics is it lyrics or dialogue? Dialogue, right? Dialogue's the correct thing. Like he really like Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit are some of his favorites. I've got to watch without logging in, and now I've got to watch ads. First world problems. You should only get a pre-roll ad though, Jerry. You're not like seeing an ad mid video, right? There should only be one when you first pull the stream up. Word Party. I liked Word Party. I like the shows that are like actually educational. Like, Umi Zoomies is another one my kids have been binging lately. And, that one, like, has, like, meaningful, teachable things in it.
I must train harder.
Two pair. Enjoy your discard spell. If you're utilizing an ad blocker, the streamer doesn't get any credit for you watching an ad, obviously. So I don't know where you got that bit from. Mad Cheddars, but there's definitely ad blockers that work on the PC for Twitch ads. And especially if you're subbed to my channel, do not feel bad about turning ad blocker on. I don't have the option to disable the pre-roll ad in general. Has to exist for non-subs. At the very least, we don't have 6 minutes of ads per hour, though. We've got that going for us.
I know only it will hone your prowess.
Really? And this is one of the things that's kind of tough about this archetype is that getting the right mix of things can be tough sometimes. Like, this is a game where, like, we have all of these threats, but I just don't have any of our non-creature cards to go with them, right? It's like, all, where's the, we've got the beef, but we don't have anything else other than that.
Company.
Stand by and watch.
I think of the Selesnya tokens deck. You know, I haven't really played much. I'm getting Thought Erasured here. I haven't really played much with Selesnya tokens, so... Yeah, I agree, Burgle. That's definitely true. Well, they let me upgrade this to a 4/4, so I appreciate them for that, I guess. Swiftblade Vindicator's interesting. I think that card's a little bit of a Hoagland against Goblin Chain Whirler, though, is the issue.
Now what?
I think I just kill their hero here, huh? Or do I just make a 4-4? Did I just make a 4-4? Because, like, the 4-4 tramples, right? Because, like, unless they have, like, a chain that begins with discovery, the hero's not gonna make them that many blockers. That's pretty good. Reckless Abandon. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Dude. Mercy. 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 It's gonna be a yikes for me. All right, we're cashing them in. We're cashing them in. It wasn't a very good cash in, chat. It was not a profitable cash in. We sent him to his doom. We knew what was coming and we sent him in anyways. You're a monster. That does not let us flash back Thrash. The converted mana cost of this card while it's in my graveyard is 6. I believe we have died. Not like literally dead, but we're like mostly dead. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay, get some Gird for battle here. Because I'm not attacking with the Trampler. Oh, I could have attacked with both. I'm so dumb. We're probably out of this game anyways. I should have attacked with both there, though, right? And, like, flashback to Gird for battle, too. Yeah, should have attacked with both. This seems fine. Leave one shock in. I think we're pretty far into that regardless, but I definitely should have just smashed with everything there, probably. I could have, like, girded... I could have girded the Spellbreaker up to a 5/5, and then girded plus Defiant Strike the other Dreadhorde to a 4/4, and then, like, drawn a card, and, like, maybe if I hit, like, a lucky Thrash threat, I, like, make it out of that combat profitably. I'd assume single combat is for the go wide creature deck. So, like, my opponent obviously went wide there, but their hero isn't going to live every game. Nah, I don't know that we're supposed to have killed the hero. Like, you can't make your decision assuming your opponent's going to draw running Bell Haunts. Like, if you make all of your decisions based around the fact that, like, your opponent's going to draw their best possible card the next 2 turns running, like, you might as well just concede your matches and go play something else. Alright, we got threats, chat. We got threats on threats on threats. Let's do it. Let's do it, and do it, and do it, and do it again. So, Sendo, I would like to challenge the definition you've used there. So you've tried to label a Magic and Arena specific in this case as pay to win. I would argue that Magic and Arena are what are referred to as pay to compete. For instance, let's say you were going to play American football, but you didn't have money to afford protective gear. You're likely going to get injured and not be able to play well because you didn't pay for the equipment you need to play the game. Or you wanted to go golfing, but you didn't want to pay for clubs, and instead you just brought a stick that you like found in the forest. Like, there is a minimum amount you need to put in to be competitive in Magic, but you can't just pay endless amounts of money and win more and more often by spending more and more money. If I play the Arcanist first, I kill hero. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna hold on to this at this point because they could Bell Haunt me next turn.
Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Thanks, Shedders. That's something that I hear a lot in Magic, and it really bothers me as someone who played competitive Magic for a long time. Because competitive Magic has a lot of skill that goes into it, and like people writing it off as you only win if you spend more money is just like hot nonsense. This is a good defensive trade for us. I'm gonna play this land out now because I still have a land to hold in my hand to insulate against a Bell Haunt trigger.
Here goes nothing.
We can dodge Kaya's Wrath. We can dodge a ball here. Interesting they're electing to do this now as opposed to during my draw step next turn. If they have another multicolored spell here, like a Tyrant Scorn, we're probably going to get buried far enough that we can't win anymore. Worth noting, like many decks, Time Raveler is really, really good against us because it means our combat tricks are no longer tricks, so we have to play them up front. Driving in my Spellbreaker, beep beep. Hope no one wrecks into me. Hey, Navier, coming in hot with the pile of sub-gifties. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're having a good one. I'm going to go ahead and play this land out now because obviously I don't have anything in my hand to insulate from a Bell Haunt. Put that towards Bant Thief. Will do, Navier. That'll be up first thing tomorrow, then, I believe. First or second thing during the standard portion tomorrow. Ooh, is that the best draw on our deck? That might have been the best draw on our deck. That one can stay right there. Alright, so if they don't have a removal spell, they have to chump block here. Hobart, you should pop on into the subs Discord. There's a number of judges in there that are tagged with the judge role that you can chat with. 3 Defiant Strikes into Grid is technically the best draw. That's true. That's true. Who doesn't... They must not realize they can do this during my draw step. They... Like, this game's like unwinnable for me if they do this during my draw step.
Might be a bad idea.
Like, straight up unwinnable. They just, like, can never get past the Bell Haunt. Oh, no, I should have left red mana up. Are you dead? Tell me you're dead anyways. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Alright, we're gonna relog really quick here during the sideboarding because the audio is going funky. Thanks for hanging out, folks. These people are great. Buy their stuff. These people also great. Buy their stuff. Gosh, the contrast on these ads is a little bit. The ads on here are really dark, and these are like, this is like the bright, chippy, cheery ad page. Chewy and Vitamin String Quartet, both very bright and cheery. Gamers like dark and drab. I hate bright and cheery. Ah, bright and cheery. Oh no! Is it not going to reconnect during sideboarding? If it is a Magic relevant Facebook group, feel free, K-Dog. Vitamin String Quartet is a musical group that does instrumental string arrangements of popular songs. They cover lots of different things from like video game music to things like Led Zeppelin. Really, really fantastic background music for stuff. Yeah, I forgot which patch this got added, but you used to be able to reconnect during sideboarding no problem, and now it just black screens you and have to wait the 2 minutes. I believe once we wait the 2 minutes, it lets us back in at the game. Hey, look, appreciate my beautiful desktop background for a moment. Isn't it great? Oh, Arena. Rip Bloodbraid Elf. My XFCE desktop background is still the Bloodbraid Elf. For any other Unix nerds out there, I changed my desktop environment late last week. And a couple hours on one of the evenings. Decided to poke around with some things. All right, I'm gonna try and reconnect it again. Maybe it's hanging as a one-off here. I haven't had a reconnect issue before though. Sorry, opponent. That's fine. Even after that wait, my opponent's still down 4 minutes on clock. I have, like most civilized human beings, I have emotes disabled. Where does one get those, right? The good news is Thrash is an instant here, so we'll be able to thrash the Vanguard into the hero while it's inside of combat, which is nice. If they Bell Haunt us here, we'll probably ditch an Assure, since Grid is similar and it costs 1 less mana. Time Ravelers, a beating here per usual. Really want to draw 10th District Legionnaire. Unfortunately, Gruul Spellbreaker is not a live draw because we currently lack green mana. Yeah, it'll do big. It'll play.
Only time will tell.
As you will. I assume I'm going to lose the Thrash threat here. It's like the one thing it's like. One of these things is different than the others. Perfect. Pump up, the bump up, the wump up, the jam. Pump up, the wump up, the bump up, the jam. Dunk. 3-turn clock. Let's go. Creed.
Sorry I'm late. Let's try this.
Jeffrey is so rude. One of your finest Legionnaires, please. This thing's basically gonna deal 6 to us. This is gonna deal 4 there. Right. And that deals 2 more when I attack this Teferi down. Which needs to happen though. Like they're at 19, so like there's no way I'm just racing them at this point. Unfortunately, this puts enough pressure on my life total that my Adanto Vanguards aren't really self-protecting anymore. They might be flooding out here. Sweet. I shocked this in so that way I can cast Assure here and then still have Assure up so they don't blow me out. Hey, congrats, Hollow Knight. Hope things are going well for you there. Alright, don't Othakaya me. Don't do it. Have a heart. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't Othakaya me. Alright, gotta feed Little Teferi and Othakaya here, because Little Teferi bounces their Othakaya. Maybe it's greedy to save my Adanto there. I don't know, we just kill them so quickly. They're just dead in the air to the feather, right? I'm gonna pump it now. And then I'll pump it again next turn. Actually, I can just pump it again right now, right? It's already indestructible. That's kind of sweet. I don't know, the green cards seem neat in this archetype. The fact that like Thrash threat's kind of a split card. That's a threat and a removal spell. Like it's a card that like Feather gets to leverage while also being a removal spell seems really interesting. Spellbreaker is just like an excellent card in the format. Very good at running Planeswalkers down. 10th District Legionnaire frequently feels like your best card because it has haste, and like Gruul Spellbreaker to a degree gives us 8 of that kind of effect. I enjoyed the Blue Black Pharaoh videos. Enjoyed you bringing the hammer down like old times. Well, if you like fairies as a deck, we're definitely going to play more about that. I don't know that I'm going to be I don't know that I'm going to be a grumpy old man like I was the other day, but we'll definitely be playing more fairies in the future. I'm really, really looking forward to singing the song, London Mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. Bum bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Alright, if they don't kill this, this gets to draw 2 next turn. Get to pump up the wump up the bump up the jam. If they have a removal spell for this, my hand's all dressed up with nowhere to go, so hopefully we don't get Tyrant Scorned here. I mean, I technically didn't get Tyrant Scorned, so you could say I got what I asked for. You could say I have been given what I asked for. Well, if you don't have kids and you don't have extra hours, Garden Variety Troll, hopefully you have a pile of money. Those are like your 2 options. You either have kids or you have a pile of money. And sure, once you hit working professional, you like pick between the 2, right? Yeah, Blueback, I really hope that Archmage's Charm feels good in the Fairies deck. I am excited to give that card a try. I'm hoping this London Mulligan's gonna come with a banning for Dredge or something else obnoxious in Modern. That would be sweet. Ah, homeownership. Yep. Homeownership's another one. The cost of houses is not oh, property. And homes aren't even just the mortgage, right? They're all the surprise things that break. The summer after Christy and I bought our first home, in the first 3 years after buying our home, we had a leak in our basement, and we had the main sewage pipe for the house have a tree root go through it, so we had to dig up the entire front lawn and get all of that replaced. Just one excitement after the other. Reside and redo windows this year, yep. What's a basement? The basement is this underground area that I currently reside in at this new home. The basement at the new house is really wonderful. Christy, it doesn't quite feel like a basement because the windows are big and get lots of sunlight. Like I'm underground right now. That's what are those windows called? It's an egress window that you climb up out of. The tipping point between this house and a couple of the others that we looked at is the basement has 9-foot ceilings, which makes it between the ceiling height and the light, it really doesn't feel like a basement. What if I just keep hitting you with Gruul Spellbreakers? How would that make you feel? Would it make you sad, opponent? I hope it makes you sad. Stop it. He's not the devil. Stop trying to get the devil out of him. Alright, 3rd time's the charm. Let's do it. He's very angry. He's just an ogre warrior trying to get by in the world. I think we've died. Legionnaire! Legionnaire! Planeswalker. I realized I was an old person the other day because I went out and bought an electric weed whacker and was really excited about how much nicer it was than my old gas-powered weed whacker. Gas weed whackers suck. You have to, like, maintain oil in them, and, like, you have to, like, mix the gas with oil, and they're loud. The new electric weed whacker is really fantastic. It works for, like, 45 minutes on a charge, which is more than enough for my home. Electric lawnmower. I should look into that. That sounds like something I'd be down for. Electric lawnmower. Yeah, I definitely have an old gas lawnmower. Those are bigger. What does the charge last like for in those? Mercy. Mercy. Alright. I think we might have... It took us a while, but I think we might have finally found a good matchup for Grixis. Naya. Feather deck seems like an okay matchup for Grixis. Electric lawnmower. Oh, you have to plug it in? Oh, it lasts. Okay, I would definitely want one with a battery. I don't want to deal with an extension cord. That's not bad, Nels. I'll have to look into that. My old gas mower has been having some issues, and the fact that it makes the garage smell like gas whenever I have to fill the tank on it is real nasty. Christy, we don't have, we need to put a shed up out back for random utility stuff here. We had that at the old house. But an electric mower would just solve that. Has 2 battery spots. Batteries are interchangeable with drill, weed, saw, mower. So that's nice. I guess I should look. I kind of just like bought the electric weed whacker on an impulse. We were like walking around Lowe's, and I was like, that looks way nicer than the gas one that we have. And I just like looked at, compared all the ones on the shelf, and walked out of the store with one. Rude. The DeWalt. Yeah, I forget what brand I have. I think it's a Craftsman. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. I don't think my father understands anything about what I do for a job, but he would be incredibly proud of the conversation we're currently having in chat right now. This is a sweet draw. And unlike legal advice and people who claim to be doctors, talking about electric lawnmowers is something I really trust chat to be honest and understanding of. I believe the people in chat who tell me the experiences with their electric lawnmower. Just chatting, open garden stream head rate. Don't collision Colossus me. Yeah. Yeah. Activated my trap card, opponent. You thought you got me. I got you. Sha. Ha ha. That was That was. This deck's really good when its namesake lives, huh? This deck is really good when its namesake lives. Alright, so... they have Growth Chamber Guardian. That probably means I want to keep Shock in my deck. I definitely want this extra Thrash threat, though. What's my cut? Gird for battle pumps my dorks up, which is probably worth keeping in. Like, getting these two out of Lava Coil range is big game. Yeah, I'm just going to trim a Shock. The other benefit about Lecture is how much quieter. Yeah, I actually felt kind of bad. Like, it's supposed to rain here, like, 10 of the next 15 days. So I was, like, out mowing last night. And my neighbors were, like, outside in their backyard. And I felt kind of bad, but I was like, I can't do this later because, like, it's all going to be wet and damp. Dapper Dan, man. Thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What are the odds this gets shocked? High? Hey, it didn't die to shock. Yeah. You need to worry about the lack of lava coils in the 75. That's an interesting question. I don't know is the answer. Oh, you know what? That was a mistake. I should have done this during my upkeep to scry before I drew for the turn. Because I could have bottomed this 5th land and then drawn this. So should have put a stop there at the beginning of my turn. In fact, let's put a stop there now. Just in case they play another thing. Oh, I guess I'm drawing Thrash threats. So stop here now. Does it make sense? Oh, they're playing the Warriors build. That's interesting. I was much less impressed with the Warriors build compared to the other ones we'd played. So I have a couple directions this turn could go. Some are more and less aggressive than others. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Thrash plus Gird for battle. What's the criteria for having you be on the deck of the day? What's the criteria? What's the criteria for a deck being deck of the day? Just interesting. Things that are fun and sweet for the most part. I would love another one of those. That means that, we have 5, like, even if they answer these, I have, like, 5 power worth of haste coming off the top next turn. I think this one might actually be the deck of the day. This and Green-Black Citadel are both very good. Drop me a DM, Hobart. Basically a Theros. It is kind of in a way. So, I'm interested to see how the red-white feather deck ends up feeling, but these green cards were all felt like really reasonable at different points. Like the fact that this is another piece of removal that combos with feather that's like also okay in general. This is also a card that like adds to our threat density in a deck that sometimes have like wrong half problems. Collision was like serviceable. It like got people at certain points, but I think this was definitely the weakest of the green cards. Spellbreaker is just so good. This card's a big part of what makes the Gruul deck so competitive in the format, and having access to it here felt really very reasonable. My most thoughts about this particular build probably have to do with the sideboard. Someone had asked about the lack of Lava Coil. I think that might be a mistake. I would need to play some more matches to get a feel for that exactly, though. Reckless Rage kind of serves a similar role. Healing Grace was really impressive against Mono Red. We like used this card to stuff Mono Red in a box. Against a deck that's all red removal, this was a protection spell for a creature, which was really huge. I think the fact that this is a aggressive deck that gets to play Tocatli Honor Guard lends it a lot of credence in the format, just because there's so many various Wild Growth Walker decks that like this card is very, very good against. I'm not 100% sold on Cindervines being a card that we needed more, with Nexus of Fate, Wilderness Reclamation being less popular, so maybe some of these could become Lava Coil if I felt like that. A couple other people asked about the card Single Combat. I'm not sure that this is really a card that's worth playing, but it's kind of cute. This could also be eligible for, like, a card where Lava Coil's good. I could also see, depending on if you feel like Tocatli Honor Guard's not quite enough against, say, the Dreadhorde decks, you could also play some copies of Tibalt in the sideboard of this deck to stop the life gain from those Wild Growth Walkers. Yeah, I definitely agree that the Explore package is a targeted thing right now with the Dreadhorde decks becoming a popular game. I agree. It's kind of similar to how, like, the Black-Red Aristocrats deck catches splash hate for people being ready for just traditional mono regs. It's also, like, a red-leaning aggressive deck. At any rate, that's going to be it for me for today, folks. My hours are going to be a little bit less for the next month or so, which for me means I'm only going to be doing about 6 to 6.5 hours a day like this. However, Friday, I will be here all day with non-rotating formats with new Horizons cards on Magic Online. Remember, if you are a fan of Magic's Modern and Legacy formats, be sure you tune in for that, because whether or not I do some more Modern-only days are going to determine what the feedback looks like from those days and what the viewer counts look like. Remember, if you want more content for myself, you can check out my website and my YouTube channel. And as always, you can find my schedule on my website that tells you not only what days I'm playing and for how long, but also what formats I plan to play on those days. If you prefer to hang out here on Twitch, I believe the Day 9 was live. So I'm going to go ahead and send, Ollie all over his way. Everybody have a good one. Hey, Stephen Douglas, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome, welcome, welcome back.